Yes, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Nick Harkson here with Touchdown Detroit Lions over on Syndicate Sports Detroit. How's everybody doing on this Tuesday? I know we didn't get the win like we all hoped and should have gotten, but we're here. This is actually my first time hosting this show right now after a loss, but I am no stranger to losses, as I am a Lions fan. Not unfortunate that I'm a Lions fan, but unfortunate that I'm used to losses. But we just had a tough game against the Carolina Panthers that we should have taken care of business, but they took care of us. And so it makes a huge difference now with how everything was. And, a week ago I was hyped. Things were looking promising. Now, I don't know so much. Now I'm a little bit more nervous. But let's talk about this Panthers game. I'll let a few more people get in here and say what's up. How's everybody doing? Who's your Gotti? What it do? What's good? Good afternoon to you as well. How we feeling after this game on Sunday? I'm still optimistic. I still believe in this team, but we could be in way better position right now than what we are. But unfortunately, this is the NFL, and sometimes you just lose to teams that you're not supposed to. But yeah, like I said, we lost to the Panthers 37-23. And the defense was absolutely terrible. The defense was absolutely terrible on this game. I believe we gave up 320 total rushing yards, and like 150 of them came on the first two drives. Every single run in that first half seemed like it was at least a 20-yard run. And I don't know how this happens after we just, like a few weeks ago, shut down Dalvin Cook. He got less than 30 yards rushing, and then we go in and give up 320 yards rushing to three Carolina Panthers running backs who nobody's ever heard of. I'm just kidding. People have heard of them. But it's just ridiculous. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And get this as well. Check this stat out. Not only did we give up 320 yards rushing, but we missed 13 tackles this game. We missed 13 tackles this game. What are we doing? Kirby Joseph missed 3. Normally he comes up and makes a big hit. Okuda with 2 missed tackles. He's normally a short tackler. And, Melon Fawu, he doesn't normally play that much, but you got to make these tackles. It's absolutely ridiculous that we missed 13 tackles, especially after how we've been playing. It's so disappointing to see our defense play great over the last 7 weeks and then come out here and crap the bed. I mean, they absolutely just took a dookie all over the bed. This was back to last year, beginning of the year Lions defense when they were terrible. I mean, it's bad. And I mean, even the announcer pointed out that the Lions were making tackles by accident at one point. I mean, that is so bad when the announcer has to point out that they're terrible at tackling. And I mean, it got so bad that Jeff Okuda got benched. I mean, I'm at a loss of words for how the defense played this week. Anzalone, I'll touch on him real quick because, last week I was hyping him up. I was hyping up Anzalone. I was like, should we re-sign Anzalone? He's been flying around all over the place. He's been doing great as of late. Well, PFF, before this last week, had him as a top 10 linebacker in the league over the last 3 weeks prior to this week. Guess where he ranked with PFF after this week? Dead last. Anzalone ranked dead last with PFF this week. How do you go from being a top 10 linebacker 3 weeks in a row to going to be last? I'm not going to flip-flop I still stand that we should re-sign him. Just because we're young at linebacker, I do I do feel that we definitely need to draft a linebacker still though, or maybe go get one in free agency. But Anzalone, he knows the defense. He's just slow. He's just slow out there, and he misses tackles sometimes. But you can't go from seventh to last. That's just crazy to me. But that brings another point up to me. Is this game? Dan Campbell put it on him. He said he didn't have the guys prepared, and I agree. But is this on Dan Campbell or is this on Aaron Glenn? Did Aaron Glenn fail us this week? I mean, like I said, how do you go from playing so inspired the last 7 weeks and then come in and just completely play flat? They look like they didn't even want to be there. Arm tackling, not even trying to tackle. It was pathetic. It was absolutely a pathetic effort on our defense this week. I'm going to look into the comments real quick. Let's see, it was pretty brutal. They opened up immediately like as if we didn't know their strong suit. You're right. We should have been way more prepared for this. Like I said, it's so frustrating to come out and play the way we did after playing how we have over the last seven weeks. Here we go. Vincent Mann, this Panthers loss is what the Jags must have felt like after we beat them. It's demoralizing, but we can bounce back. You know what? And Who's Your Gotti right under there said these are facts. I absolutely agree. We can bounce back from this. And, Dan Campbell pointed out when you get kicked in the teeth sometimes, it can bring the best out of you. He said in a tweet right here. Here, let me get this one out of the way. Well, he didn't say it, but these are quotes. You do some of your best work after you get your face kicked in, which is absolutely true. Your back's against the wall. You have to perform. We're pretty much right now must wins. If we weren't playing in the playoff scenario before, right now, Lions fans, the playoffs start now. They should have started a few weeks ago, and we'll get into more playoff talk here, but they start right now. Every game is a must win from here on out. The Bears are not going to be an easy game. They're a tough division rival who are definitely going to want to come out and spoil our chances of making the playoffs because we went into their home and beat them this year. So, they're not going to be an easy game like some people might say. Like Vegas has us as a 5.5 favorite, which, whatever. I do think we're the better team, but we have to come out and perform. If we come out flat like we did last week, we're going to get our butts handed to us once again, and we cannot have that. Let's see. People are sounding off here. The turf was in bad shape. I did hear a lot of players complaining about that, but, you got to adapt in the game. It's tough. We're not used to those conditions. Obviously, we play indoors, but we can't make excuses like that. We got to toughen up and we got to adjust and come out there and play better. Bro, I don't think we deserve to make the playoffs after that game. A lot of people are saying that. I'm not going to go that far. I think we've been playing great up until then. We were playing great football over the last 7 weeks, and then this last week I think we got a little too confident. The media was riding us. They were all over us. I don't know if you saw this, but on Game Day Football or whatever, they were all wearing Lions sweaters and jerseys, and we're getting a little too popular there with everybody, and I think we got to play that underdog card. We're back there. We got the chip on our shoulder. I think we come back this week, and this is a huge game. This, depending on how we bounce back here, we'll know what type of team this is, if we deserve to be in the playoffs or not. If we come out, play the way that we have been the last 7 weeks, and kind of put this one behind us, I think that this team does deserve to make it. But, that was an absolutely horrendous effort this last Saturday. I do have to give you that. They ruined my Christmas. But I hope everybody else's holiday weekend wasn't ruined. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, the Jags fans were the same. We got to remember, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anybody can win. We cannot come in there light like we did like this. What's up with Field? Yeah, it was like playing on concrete. That's what they were saying. Honestly, I agree that we don't, but I still think Out of the teams in the hunt, we have the second best chance of making it behind the Giants. That was Win-Win who said that. Yeah, so, there's some scenarios going on right now. We do have a good chance of making it. Now, we have to win out. We can still lose one more game and potentially make it, but that's going to be way tougher than if we just win out and take care of our business and hope that, Washington loses one and Seattle loses one and we win two. We're in. If the Giants lose to the Colts this week, then, which is a long shot, I think. But things would get very interesting, and they could lose to the Eagles, even with Minshew mania in there. Even if Jalen Hurts wasn't playing, Minshew's a fine, he's a good backup, and I think they'll play tough against the Giants no matter what. So the Giants could also lose out. But, first we got to focus on this Bears game. We can't get ahead of ourselves. That's what I feel like I was doing last week and a lot of people were doing. We were focused on that Green Bay game. Let's let the media get back on Green Bay's nuts, and we'll just focus on being the underdogs, coming in and taking that last spot there in the playoffs or, wherever we end up, hopefully. I'm going to look here. What's up, Kim? How you doing, Mom? Joseph, kind of been must-wins for a while now. Yes, you are right. They have been. And, I wish, shoulda, coulda, woulda scenario. I've said this before. But if we would have came up with just one or two early on in the season when we were 1-6, like one or two more wins, we would be sitting nice right now. And, even to drop that one to the Bills, they're a great team. But that's a tough one to lose because we'd still be sitting good. And this one's probably the toughest of them all just because we got smashed. And if we win this one, if you were to look at the playoff picture today, we would be in there. If we would have won, I mean, we'd still have to win another game at least, but we would be in there right now when they show the playoff pictures. But that's not how it is. We didn't take care of our business, so that's not how it is. I'm going to get back in here. Our offense is our only bright spot. We need to draft all defense. Yes, we're going to get into draft talk. I definitely agree. And let's see, definitely need a linebacker. Yeah, for sure. All right. Let's get into some more talk here. I want to talk a little bit more about this game. Let's get into some positives. I want to talk about the one and only, the Sun God. Shout out to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's the youngest player in Lions franchise history to reach 1,000 receiving yards. He broke Calvin Johnson's record. Calvin used to be the youngest. Well, now it is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Congratulations. And then another positive. I know a lot of people said he wasn't playing that great throughout the whole entire game, but Goff had another good game according to his stats. He's also nominated for the FedEx Air Player of the Week once again. He had 355 passing yards with 3 touchdowns and 110.7 passer rating. All 3 of those touchdowns came to my boy, Shane O'Mac, Shane Zylstra, and Goff had some nice things to say about him as well. He said, a guy I trust and a guy who is always where he's supposed to be. Those are some nice words from Goff. And I want to touch on the tight ends here. TJ Hawkinson made another Pro Bowl. I think we should get half the credit because he played a lot of the games with us this year. But I think we're fine at tight end. I think we're doing okay. I know that we don't have the big play tight end like a Kelsey or a Kittle or even a Hawkinson like we used to have. But with the type of offense that we have, I think we're doing just fine. I think, as long as they can block well and catch in the right moment like Brock Wright did last week when we came up with the win, then we're okay. I think the way that Ben Johnson has this offense set up, we don't need the big play tight end. We have enough big play wide receivers. Swift and Jamal can hold it on their own down in the running game, which, sucked this week, and we got to get that back ASAP. But I think we're doing fine with the tight ends. Maybe, we draft a tight end maybe later on in the draft. A lot of people I saw this week actually had us taking the Notre Dame tight end with our second pick in the first round, which I'll touch on that later. I don't know how you guys feel. I don't think we need to take a tight end in the first round. But, I think that we're doing the right thing. We could go out and draft a tight end later round. He'll work. Our rookie this year is doing he's coming along. He's had a few flashes. So, I think at tight end we're good there and don't really need to go out and get a big playmaker tight end. I mean, it would help, but I think we're fine. I think we're okay. But here we go. I need to talk about something. Where is JMO? Where is JMO? Where's the guy been? He's gotten 2 targets over the last 2 weeks, which, he's not playing very much, but it also seems like he's not very happy either. Check this out. Apparently, Jameson Williams liked a tweet, and this was after the game, so this was on Sunday when this tweet was, that said, "Get the ball in Jameson's hands. I don't want to hear it," after the Lions lost to the Panthers. Like I said, he was only targeted twice in the last 2 weeks. He did have his touchdown, the big touchdown, but other than that, he has done nothing, and we have not had him out there that much. Now, they did put him as a starting wide receiver this week, but I don't know if you saw, he was out there in the huddle right away. And they're like, all right, Jameson, come out. And they put Josh Reynolds in. I don't know if they're putting him to the back burner for Josh just because they're more loyal to Josh. But he's he's a top 15 overall pick in the first round. He's got the potential to be one of the top wide receivers in the league, according to his speed and what people say. But, we got to see how this guy is. If he's a top 15 pick from the first round in your previous draft and he's healthy, which I believe he's fully healthy now, he needs to be out there on that field. I know he can contribute. Is he not out there because him and Goff can't click yet? Because, every throw that Goff's done to him has been underthrown. Even the touchdown was a little underthrown, and he should have had an easy touchdown, but Goff underthrew him again. And then there was another underthrow, his little curl route this last week, and it was underthrown again. Whatever it is, they need to figure it out soon. We cannot have that guy on the sideline, and we cannot have him upset. When he was drafted, I thought he was upset by his expression, and then we got him happy to be in Detroit. He scores the touchdown. He's celebrating with the Lions fans, his dad. He's all happy, and then a few weeks later, he's unhappy again. My question is, though, why is he not out there on the field more? You don't draft a guy that high, trade up for him nonetheless, and then just don't give him the ball. It doesn't have to be a deep ball every time either. Get him on a little screen. Do a little end-around run. Just have him run a regular route and pass it to him. It doesn't have to be the deep ball every single time. But where is JMO? He's been a ghost. We need to see him out there. How do y'all feel about this? How do you guys feel about this? I'm heated. I don't think he's going to make or break the offense, but I think he can definitely contribute when he's out there. Like you said, Jameson Williams would be the stud on any other team. If he didn't tear his ACL in that last game in the national championship, he probably would have been the first receiver taken in the draft. And we just have him sitting over there on the bench, and you can tell he's upset. I would go and like a tweet too saying, get me the ball as well. Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, get him on the field. Use your top prospects that you drafted in the first round, a top 15 pick. Use them. Let's go. It's time. He's healthy. All right. Done with that. Done with that ramble. I'm going to hop back in these comments, see how you guys are doing. Upset this team needs no divas. You're right about that. I don't think, though, that he's being a diva, honestly. If he was being a diva, he would be outspoken like a T.O. or somebody be like, man, I need to get in there. And, he hasn't done any of that yet. But I understand his frustration. If you're fully healthy and probably the fastest guy on the team and you've proven that you got hands, why aren't you playing? I think he's, I don't know. He's got the potential to be a top receiver in the league here in the next few years, but we got to use him, and we can't be scared to use him. Injuries happen in football. He's fully healed. We already sat him long enough. It's time to unleash the guy. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. All right. I'm going to get back into this game because there was a turning moment, and I honestly think the Lions still, as crappy as that defense played, if this play wouldn't have happened, I feel like we would have won the game. If we don't fumble down on our goal line, I think it's a completely different story. At least it's a way more competitive game. If we score there, a touchdown, let's say we score a touchdown there, we're up 14-7, and, we're already in the second quarter. Let's say they even come back and score another touchdown. It's 14-14 going in the half, and we get the ball back. I think it's a completely different scenario, and I think our guys are playing a little bit tougher because they have more to play for. Now, they should have been playing tougher regardless, but I think it's a lot different when you're playing with a lead than when you're trailing and trying to catch up. And regardless, you know what? Screw that. Our defense was soft. That play didn't matter. Our defense played way, way too soft that game. Way, way too soft that game. But all right, guys, let's get into it. It's playoff talk. We have to win out. We have to win out, and we got the Bears this week. I think, do you guys think, I want to hear in the comments, do you think that we have the team to win out? Or right now, never mind. I think we have the team to win out. Do you think now with our scenario, now that we lost last week, do you think that we still make the playoffs? Or do you think that the other teams win and we lose in Lambeau? What do you guys think? Do you think that we still make the playoffs? Or do you think that our chances are gone? I know it's a lot tougher. I still think our odds are good. I think if we take care of business, we're in. I said that last week, but I still believe it because Mike White is back for the Jets, which is good news for us and the Jets because Wilson just wasn't cutting it over there in New York. I know he passed some touchdowns on us, but he's not doing it. He's not even playing at all. He's on the inactive list. They have Flacco listed as the backup. But that's good news. I think that they can pull out the win against the Seahawks. Washington plays the Browns. That game could go either way, but Washington's got the Cowboys last game of the week, and if the Cowboys play tough, it's a tough game. No matter what, I can't say anybody's going to win, but Washington could potentially lose one of those games. And if the Colts get the Giants, then I think the Giants are going to lose to Philly no matter who's at quarterback, unless they're resting everybody. So if Philly completely, just rolls over, then it is what it is. But I think Philly still got the team to beat the Giants, even without Jalen Hurts in there. So, as long as we win out, I think that we do get in. I hope. But no matter what, to come from 1-6, and if we do win out and finish with a winning record, that's massive. That's just that's huge. It shows just what this team is all about. Not many teams would keep fighting from 1-6. But let me look and see what you guys think. You thinking we can bounce back and do this? Woodward cannot be trusted. Okay, here we go. We can't let turnovers destroy our team. We didn't bounce back. Defense was no help. Yeah, that turnover was huge, and that's what's been making the difference. Usually we've been getting the turnovers, and that it didn't go in our favor this week. I think against the Bears, we need to come out with another turnover. I think it's going to be a tough game. I know we're at home. I think we're going to put up a lot of numbers. But I think it's going to be tough. I think the Green Bay game is going to be really tough. It's not going to be easy from here on out. And I hope that we get to play postseason football because I don't want the season to end yet because we're starting to do so good besides that last game. But we got to put that one behind us and move forward. But no matter what, if we can finish this season with a winning record, that speaks volumes on our coaching staff and just the players that we have. And moving forward with this franchise, I think we're in a good position right here. Let's look back in here. Chicago and Green Bay are going to be really tough, but if we play at our best, we can make it for sure, definitely. The Browns suck. I can absolutely see the Commanders win that game. Yes, I can see the Commanders winning that game. I'm not so sure if they're going to beat the Cowboys, though. And if Philly loses, maybe the Cowboys have more to play for the last week of the season. Same with Philly. So let's just hope maybe, I don't know. Cowboys got to play tough that last game because the only way that the Browns are winning against the Commanders is if Nick Chubb absolutely goes off and their defense dominates the Commanders. But yeah, we're at least, the thing that I'm most happy about is right now we're able to talk about us being in contention for the playoffs. I didn't expect that at all coming into this season. And at 1-6, I completely wrote this team off. A lot of people were talking about firing Dan Campbell. That I wasn't one of them. But, just to turn this season around and to be where we're at right now is amazing. So shout out to our guys for that. But we need to take care of business. We're here. Let's not let the fans down. This isn't enough. Let's get in. Let's show that you're the real deal, Dan Campbell. Show that this is the team that can and will, just like you said on Hard Knocks. I believe it is. I know a lot of us Lions fans believe it is. This is not the same old Lions. I saw a lot of that going around last week too, or just this past Saturday after the loss. They're, same old Lions, can't take care of business. Nah, we didn't do good, but this is not the same old Lions team. And I hope that they prove that this week against the Bears. We need to prove that. They need to prove it to themselves. If we come out here and have another game like Carolina, it's just hang it up. And, maybe we can get a top 15 pick. But, yeah, let's get into that. Let's talk about some draft talk. The freaking Rams, man. The freaking Rams. I cannot believe them. We could have been sitting at number 3 overall pick. But instead, we're at number 7 now. Because they decide they want to be a good team. Or not a good team, but just start winning. And, I don't like to play for draft, but when you have another team who could get a better shot for you, you want them to keep losing. And I just can't believe that the Rams are starting to do good, but we may potentially need them to win the last week of the season against Seattle. So I guess in a way, it's not bad that they're starting to get hot just in case we need them for the last week. But at the same time, I was hoping we would come away with a top 5 pick. At this point, if we're at number 7 and 18, I still say we got to go defense. I saw a few mocks that had us taking some ridiculous picks, but I think it's got to be defense for the first few rounds. A lot of people want us to get a tight end. I think we're fine there. I saw that a few mocks had us drafting the Notre Dame tight end at 18, and I just don't agree there. I don't watch Notre Dame enough. I'm not a Notre Dame fan. I don't like Notre Dame. I'll just let you know that. But yeah, it's I just think we got to go defense, and I think at number 7 we got to go with the best defensive player available, and then again at 18, I would love to see us get, some D-line help, especially after this game. I thought we were looking better. Aleem McNeil, where the heck were you at this last game? Hutch wasn't really showing up either, and nobody was. The whole defense was just off this last game, and so we could use as much defensive help as we can, whether we go defensive line. I saw a few people were taking the corner. Let me look right here. They took the corner from Georgia at 18. Oh, they also some guy took him at number 7 as well. I don't know if I would go for that at number 7. That's Keely Ringo. I mean, he's good, don't get me wrong, but I would not take him at 7 because this other guy has him at 18. I mean, really, I think we just got to go for the best defensive player who's available there in the draft at both of them. But, we'll get into more draft talk. Right now, I'm really hoping that this team finishes out strong and doesn't let us down. We could be in great position right now. Like I said, if we won, everything happened perfectly besides the Packers winning. But Seattle lost, Commanders lost, The Giants lost, but we didn't take care of business. Come on, guys. We got to stop. We got to stop doing that. We needed to take care of business, and we would have been in great position. But I want to show you guys this. I just saw this, and I think this is hilarious. Let me know what you think. Just saw this on my Twitter. This guy, Steven Ruiz, he's verified. He's got a lot of followers. He says Detroit should pursue Ryan Tannehill in the offseason if possible. Think he'd be a perfect bridge quarterback for this offense. What do you guys think? I absolutely no. Heck, no way. Ain't no way. Why would we get Tannehill, get rid of Goff and get Tannehill? Goff's doing fine to me. I think his contract is through 2025 with us if we want to keep him. Let me make sure of that. Yeah, so, I'd say just roll with Goff. And if you want to get another quarterback, draft one next year. Not this year. We don't need one. How do you guys feel? Do you think that we need to get a quarterback still? I know I see some new people in here that I haven't seen in the show before. Do you think that we stick with Goff? Do we draft a QB? I still see some people saying we get CJ Stroud. I don't want that. I don't think we need to draft a quarterback this year. I think Goff's fine. We did only score. I know, Tannehill. I know, man. Tell me about it. It's absolutely crazy that this guy said that. It's just, I put it up there for laughs, honestly. But I hope that doesn't happen. I don't think, Tannehill's done for in this league probably, or maybe he can go to the Colts next year or something. But we don't need him, and I say we roll with Goff or draft if anything. And yeah, let's look down here. I see some people going off. The dirt agree 100%. I would rather have Goff for sure. Yeah, why do we need a bridge QB? We don't. We got a QB right now. Goff is 28 years old. I've said this the last 3 times. He's starting to play his best football. He knows the system. The Denver coach just got fired, and Ben Johnson's name didn't pop up anywhere. I hope it stays that way with other teams who fire their coach. And if that's the case, we got Ben for another year, and Ben and Goff, they're clicking. And that brings me to another point. I think we need to sign Shark too, because Shark and Goff are really on the same page right now. And if it's for the right price, but I think Shark likes being in Detroit. But regardless, Goff's playing great football. He's been off on the road. Definitely more than at home. At home, he's phenomenal. But I think he's playing well enough for this team to be a playoff contender in the future right now if we get there. And I think he can lead this team deep. We just got to keep building around him, which we're doing. The offensive line is great when healthy. I don't know what's happened to the run game the last few games, but, Jamal and Swift are usually a good 1-2 punch. But our receiving core is deep, especially if we get JMO worked in there and he plays to his full potential. But I don't think we need to move anywhere else. I think we could lock Goff up for the next 4 years and then see what happens after that. Like I said, he's only played better besides the Rams each year that he's been there. But I think that was a bad year too. Quarterbacks have bad years. You remember having Stafford. Some years everybody was like, we got to get rid of this guy. This guy has got to go. He's not going to be the guy to lead us to the Super Bowl. And then the next year, like, Stafford's our savior, So it's how the NFL works. But, I think that if you got a guy who's proven, who can run a good system in the NFL, and we're putting up, an average usually of 30-plus points a game, I don't think you got to move on from there. Let's get back into these comments. Good QBs, hard to come by. Goff better than most options. I agree. There we go. Shout out Joseph. We could do with drafting a backup QB. Need some speed at least for the scout team. And possibly a mix-up in the pass game isn't an option. I've seen a few people say that. I don't disagree. I just think if we are going to draft a QB, it's got, do it later. Don't waste one of our first 4 picks on it even, or even 5, I would say. But I just don't think – I think it is a good QB draft class, or it's better than last year's. But I think there's going to be a better class in the future. So I don't think it's time to move on. Let's see. Thank God Brad Holmes is in charge of drafting. Can you imagine if YouTube and Twitter fans were in charge of our draft list? Yeah, that's why they're in charge. We just like to have fun and talk about it here, but I absolutely agree. Some of these mock drafts, too, I can't believe. Like, let me just show you. They got over here on, this is CBS. There's 3 of them. The first guy, Ryan Wilson, has us taking Khalil Ringo, like I said, from Georgia, the cornerback at number 7. And at number 18, Jared Verse, Florida State edge. Now, this other guy, Chris Trapasso, sorry if I'm probably I'm probably just ruining these names. He has us actually at 4 still, so he must think that the Rams are going to lose out. He has us drafting C.J. Stroud from Ohio State. Nope, don't want it. And then at 18, he has us drafting Khalil Ringo, the Georgia cornerback. So Georgia cornerbacks there twice, but at 2 different spots. This guy also has us at number 4. This is Josh Edwards, and he has us with Will Anderson, which I would love if we somehow end up with the number 4 pick, which would be good. I would love to take Will Anderson. He would be an edge. I know some people are like, he's not the best linebacker. He would be more of a pass rusher guy. And I think it would be a great pick. 18, they have us taking that Michael Mayer, Notre Dame tight end. I don't want it. I just don't want it. I don't want any offense in the first 2 rounds. We got to build that defense. Our offense is fine. Here we go. Shark has been pretty aloof about it. He wants to stay. Yeah. No, I've seen, after he got that game ball, he was kind of like, found a family here, a new home here in Detroit. They accept him. I think that he's going to want to stay in Detroit, and they're building something here. And I think a lot of the guys see that. And if we can make the playoffs, or even if we come up short, they're going to be hungry for next year. And he's going to want to come back. And I think a lot of guys, because there's a lot of guys who are going to, potentially lose next year. We have a lot of guys who are set to be free agents after this season, but I think a lot of them are going to want to re-sign because they want to see this finish out. They want to do what they think they can do, and that is go all the way with this team in the future. And I think that it's going to also bring other free agents from other teams in here as well. They see the culture over here. They see we went from 1-6. Guys love to be here and fight all the way. I think the future is going to stay bright for us, and I do believe that Shark will sign with us if he'll go for the right price. Let's see here. Who's you got? I was standing up for Shark, bro. He's a dog. He just got injured in the beginning and had to adjust. Yes, you're absolutely right. And, you've seen this with a few of the players. Last year, at the beginning of the season, I think Goff just has, with a little bit of time, adjusting with his receivers as well. Amon-Ra wasn't doing the best at the beginning of the season last year, but he was out there for a little bit. But then once him and Goff got on the same page, it was game over. Same with Shark this year. I think the connection between him and J-Mo will happen, but they need to let it happen. They need to have him out on the field. Goff and Reynolds already got that connection from L.A. I just think you need to give the receivers some time, and they're going to connect, and it happened with Shark, and now they're just rolling, man. But unfortunately, we didn't roll enough this last week, but hopefully these next 2 weeks, it all plays out. Let's see here. Willis at number 2. No. 4th rounder at best, unless Hooker falls late second. Okay. I'm just reading off these comments right here. I don't think Holmes will draft a QB early. If he does, find value in one. That's good enough for me. Yeah, I don't think he's taking a QB either. Like I said, in Brad Holmes, I trust. If he does take a QB, I'm cool with it. I don't want it, but he's got a plan. And obviously, if we draft a QB, that probably means Goff's not our long term. But I think Brad Holmes and Goff got a thing. Excuse me, sorry. Brad Holmes was there when they drafted Goff in LA. I think he scouted him. We traded for him. He was happy to get him. I think Goff is Brad Holmes' boy. And Goff has proven to a lot of people that he is a legit NFL quarterback, and he can make it in this league. And, you know, I really respect Goff for putting up with all the crap that he had to, like, all the media just putting him down, all of our fans, writing him off. I was one of them. And just to come back and have the year that he is this year, credit to that guy. Shout out Jared Goff one more time. But, yeah, let's see. I want to hear some questions from you guys, because I'm pretty much done over here for the day, unless you guys got some questions for me. I think that the Lions, it's going to be tough. If this is a question I got for you guys, and I asked this a few weeks ago too, but I want to ask some of the new audience. Do you think if we do make the playoffs, do we have the team to win a game in the playoffs? Right now, it looks like we take on Minnesota. I think we can definitely win that game. But if we were to play the 49ers, do you think we can go in and win that game? It's an outdoor game. I think we have a much better chance at an indoor game. But it would be a California game. I know San Francisco is a little bit more north, so it wouldn't be the best weather conditions, but it would be much better than Carolina. Do you think if we do make the playoffs, do we have the team to win a game in the playoffs this year? Sound off in those comments. I'm looking right now to see what you guys are saying. Here we go. That top offensive line needs to start looking like a top unit again. I definitely agree. The run game, everything was just bad. Goff was getting sacked. Decker was getting worked all game. I just think it was a lack of preparation. I think they were too confident. They thought they had this game. They were going in against a 5-9 team. They're only 7-7, but they thought for some reason that they were too hot to handle. And guess what? They thought wrong because they got worked. And I hope that this is a lesson to them because, sometimes you need this. Sometimes you get too high and mighty. You're just, walking around like, must don't stink. But, you need to get knocked down to come back up to that level where you were before and to be even better. Let's see here. I, as a fan, owe Goff an apology. He sharpened his play and bent what we need. Yeah, man, I was right there with you. Last year, I was just like, oh, my God. And, I mean, even earlier on this season, I'm telling you, my first tweet of the first game, like during the first game, my first tweet that I sent out was, so we're drafting a quarterback with our first pick next year, because I think Goff was just looking that bad to me. But he's proved me wrong, and I think he's proven a lot of people wrong. And, once again, props to Goff for that. We need defense with the first 2 picks, running back in the second, maybe backup QB in the 5th, kicker in the 6th. Kicker, what do you think? You think we should roll with Badgley? I know he's missed some, but he's been all right. He's come through in some big-time moments. He was better than our last guy that we had before him. But, yeah, maybe I don't know if we spend a pick on a kicker. I also don't know if we draft a running back. There's a lot of good running backs out there that are going to be free agents. And with the way we play, we're a hard-nosed team. I feel like we send that Dan Campbell mentality, a tough team. I think we can maybe persuade one of those top running backs to come over if you don't want to have Swift or Jamal. But, I don't want to waste. I don't want to use a draft pick on a running back. Let's just say that. All right. Let's see. How mad do you think Lions fans would be if Holmes does draft a QB high? Oh, man. I think they would be, it could go one way or the other. I think some people want us to. There's still Goff haters out there. But I think the most of them would be pretty mad because we need to fix that defense. At least that's how I feel. If they drafted Goff, or not Goff, if they drafted a quarterback high, I would be pretty upset. And I think that a lot of Lions fans would be upset. That's pretty hilarious. That's a funny question right there. 49ers would be rough, but at our best, we can beat them. I think so. We got to play one of our best games for sure. It's got to be at our best. But that's, 49ers would definitely be tough. Let's see here. Lions can hang with any team. At their best, definitely. We could have beat the Bills that week. We should have. And we just got to learn to get over that hump. Once we get over that hump, nobody's going to be able to mess with us as long as we don't have games like that Carolina game. Here we go. I'm going to look at a few more, and then I'm going to get out of here for today. But, Volcano, what's up, Volcano? I see you in here. Over/under, JMO playing 25 snaps versus the Bears. I'm going to hope for over as well. I I said this last week, but I think this week at home, this is his breakout game. They're going to get him the ball a lot. They're going to work him in there. Like I said, we need to get him in any way that we can. Use his speed any way that we can. It doesn't have to be the deep pass. It can be a little end around, a little screen, run him on a cross route. Just get him the ball. I think 25 snaps he should definitely get. I think it's just time. It's his time. Top 15 pick, like I said before, he needs to play. He needs to play. Yes, draft a linebacker, D-end. Just definitely linebacker, especially the way that Anzalone played last game. I was hyping him up last week, like I said, saying we should re-sign him another year. I still believe that. Just because he knows the playbook, he can mentor some guys, but be a mentor. Other than that, Rodrigo, Barnes, and the new guy that we draft can be out there, and Anzalone can just be a mentor there. But, I would love to see us get the Iowa linebacker with, the late second-round pick or the third-round pick. We just need help on defense. I want to see it. We need D-line. We need a linebacker. We need DBs, even though Okuda was showing promise earlier. He's kind of been playing bad the last few games. Jerry Jacobs, he's good, but, we still need help back there. Guys get hurt, and when we get hurt, it's not much after that. So yeah, here we go. Keep riding with Goff. I see that. He would be a force teams to play zone and open up the running game on play action. Talking about JMO. Definitely, and Jack Campbell is a beast. You're right, the darn. But yeah, like I said, I can't stress enough. They need to start using JMO more. He's getting frustrated. Utilize your talent. Get him out there. I don't care if him and Goff aren't clicking yet. They need to learn to start clicking, and the only way to do that is to have him get more reps and game reps. They got to be out there in the game with each other, trying to work it out. And yeah, that's really all I got to say about that. Get JMO out there, get him the ball. But yeah, if you guys don't have any other questions, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you for rocking with me. I'm here every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Detroit time, 4 p.m. Central, and 2 p.m. out on the West Coast. I hope you guys enjoy your day, and I hope that we come up with this win against the Bears on Sunday. Before I get out of here, though, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to Syndicate Sports Detroit to stay up to date with all the top Lions news. And when we go live and post a new video, you'll be notified. Once again, my name is Nick Harkson with Touchdown Detroit Lions. Until next week, everybody, peace.
Touchdown Detroit Lions!